Hi, my name is Anirudh Manjesh. I'm going over code for the FSE 100 individual demonstration. So I have the game code open here. So we have variable declarations for all the different variables. These include game state variables, BGM variables, game variables, along with different function variables. So we have the function preload wherein uh, each images get preloaded whenever called for. Then we have the canvas setup. We have the draw function. So the draw function enables the constant running unless and until there is a change in the user action. So we have the mouse pressed function that helps us track if the mouse is pressed on a particular set of game screen. Yeah. So then we have various functions that are related to the mouse. And then we have the BGM setup and the instruction setup. So the BGM setup, we have three different BGMs and one for the main menu as well. So that's the function for BGM setup, the function for instruction setup. So we have this because we have audio instructions for each game. So this is the title code. So we have the basic title screen, and then the game start button is between the x coordinates of 192, 388 and 252 and 281. It's a small rectangle button that says start game. So we have game set level select and it goes to level select. So for level select, we have three different games that are shown, and then basically the x-axis remains the same as they are in the same position, but the y coordinate differs as they are one below the other. Okay, and then we have the codes for the instructions. So this is for shape in the hole. So this is the back button that is essentially on the top left. So that is basically my top right. So the top left in this video. Uh, So we have the back button for all three and also the level select for Simon Swipes, star clicker. So we are in shape in the whole code now. So we have the basic initialization of all the functions. So we have detailed comments for each of our variables. Okay. I'm running through only the major parts because we have 1240 lines of code. Yes, this part of the code has the coordinates of where these squares are created. So basically, it's the storage location for the generated squares. And then this part of the code helps you go through if the shapes that are in different positions are matched to the right colors. Yes, this is the setup for the game. And then we have the call function, calls for each part. Okay, so this part helps me drag the shape, and this part removes the shape from the screen if it is right or wrong. So we have -1 in case as a Boolean value in case it is a wrong option, and then it goes to active pair index and we get a -3 on the overall score. And whole pair draws every shape and whole pair draws collided pairs. Yeah. So yeah, the timer. And this part of the code creates new collision pairs that are at different places such that they don't just show up at the same place and basically make the game pointless. Yes. So we are in the Simon Swipes code. So in Simon Swipes, we recognize the direction of the cursor movement. So all the variables, and we have functions. Yes. Okay, so to make sure that it is the right swipe, we have correct swipe as the variable, and so if it is bif lesser than 20 to the right, it is a valid cursor drag. So this is how the game resets. So if lives are equal to 0, we have the function draw game over, where there's a game over screen that helps you redirect yourself back to the main menu or start the game again. So this is the background. So we have a white background with automatic display of a rectangle that has the game start functions. So if there is a correct swipe, we have a correct update and an incorrect update as another sub functions that update your score. So this is the function that shows arrows on your screen. Mm, Yeah, this is the function that checks your swipe. So if it is a right swipe or a left swipe, or if it is up or down, and then we are able to track if the user's swipe was correct as that of the expected sequence. So these are the draw functions for each of your arrow marks. So we have arrow marks with different colors, and then the size of the arrow marks are decided here. And then we have the check mark. This is initialized. This function is called, I'm sorry, after each swipe. So after the sequence and when there is a swipe, and if we have the right swipe, we have this function of check mark that displays a green colored check mark. So this shows that the set is complete. This is a user output, and this is the user output for the game over. Okay, and now the star clicker code. The star clicker code is very simple, but a different approach as compared to the other codes. As here, we don't recognize mouse pressed, but the color of the mouse press. So uh, you have yellow and black. So if the mouse pressed is returns black as uh, the RGB value, so it is incorrect point of click. And if it returns the RGB value of yellow, it is a right click, and then you get incrementation for your scores. So yeah, so this is the color cursor. So if it is equal to the RGB value of 248, which is yellow, you have the incrementation of the score, and this is what generates the star. We actually were able to get this from the built-in library of p5.js, and then this is the game over screen, and then this is your feedback. This is your final display, and then this is the function for the final display of code. So it thanks the user for playing, and then if required and clicked on back to level select, you go back to level select. So I personally worked on developing the GUI. I made the theme, that is the animal theme, and designed the game layouts. I also assisted in making Star Clicker, and I also troubleshooted Simon's pipes. I did not work much on shaping the whole, but I personally we personally had lots of issues with Simon swipes, and we all coordinated the making of this game. So I worked in implementing the functions of Simon swipes and the base code of Star Clicker. And I also worked on getting the functions for Star Clicker right. Though it was one of the most simple game. It was what was very challenging, as we were still figuring out mouse pressed and were not really sure, as that was the first game we started work on. So, and also I have worked on helping with the progress reports and the Gantt charts. We used to stay over a lot and try to finish as much as possible during class itself and after class. I've really had a very good time working on this project, and thank the professor and the TAs for their time. Thank you.